Hello, bookworms. Welcome to the Weekend Readers Book Club. Thank you for joining us. In this episode, we are discussing the 2022 released mystery thriller fiction novel entitled The Club by Ellery Lloyd. Now, before I start, Ellery Lloyd are actually two authors that have joined together to pen one name, both a man and a lady. Now, this story is about the club, or home, an exclusive club for the elite of the elites. You pay XYZ amount of money and you can go there and have all the privacy you need and party up with a few hundred of your fellow peers. Now, this club is for the rich of the rich, the famous people, the pop stars, the musicians, the artists, just people that want to get away and get out of the spotlight of having the paparazzi or public around them 24/7. This story goes into the origins of how the club was formed. However, the main story is you people are gonna die at this club, and it turns into a story of who did it, why, and how does this impact the other famous people there. This story takes you on a journey in relation to finding out who or what superstar, famous person holds grudges against the other famous superstar slash famous people and why, and can all of them all in one place seem to get along. This story really revolves around 5 characters: Ned, the main guy, the creator or the current creator of the home club; Adam, his brother; Nikki, the secretary; Anna, the receptionist who greets all these celebrity superstars as they arrive at the island resort or the unique club; and Jess, the new housekeeper that's taken on board. We follow their stories and we find out what takes place on the island or the exclusive club where it's held, who dies, who stays alive, and why actions were taken and by whom. So I've just finished the book, and this is my review of The Club by Ellery Lloyd. The story itself is quite unique because I haven't read anything to date that touches the ideology of what the story is, i.e. a millionaire creates an exclusive club, invites all these famous people to it, and the famous people get to have their privacy and, indulge in their vices as they see fit. Out of the 5 characters, I found Ned's story just to be, very egotistical, which possibly you would have to be to set this up. Adam's story, his brother, a little bit heartfelt because of the situation that Adam is in and what he wants to do, and eventually what happens with his character arc. I felt leaning towards him as a favourite character. Nikki's story, once they actually go into Nikki's origin story, damn, that was a good story, and it gave you a heartwarm feeling that, you know what, even in life, bad situations can turn good. Anna, the receptionist, I really disliked from the get-go, and I guess she was one of those characters that came across the way in which I felt towards her. Very obnoxious, very self-centered, very I run the show. And Jess's story was confusing because I didn't see Jess's story come out or pan out the way it panned out with the story arc she took. It was intriguing. So out of the 5 characters, Jess, Nikki, and Adam, I did enjoy. Ned's character, I get why he's there because he's the big boss. Annie, I disliked her. Now, even though there are 5 different stories, they all somewhat intertwine within one another. Each chapter is taken from a different character's point of view, captivating what they're going through current time or maybe reminiscing about something in the past. However, all 5 stories are intertwined, and I would say for the first half of the book, I was struggling to get into it. It was building stories, and I was unclear on where these stories were going. And it was not so much a drag to read the first half, I just felt a little bit disinterested. However, the second half of the book, once the plot points have been put in place and everything glides together in that second half, the second half just goes off like a rocket, and I really enjoyed the second half of the book. I was taken back with the ending of the story. I get why the ending went the way it did. It gave closure to Nikki's character, it gave closure to Ned and Adam's character, but Annie and Jess's character, there was no closure given, so I was sort of wanting a bit more in relation to those two stories. However, overall, the ending was okay. I will say that I was shocked in relation to what happens in the story. It blew me away in relation to some of the fictitious superstars or movie stars, singers, authors, famous people that are dictated there on the island and what they do and how they interact with people. It was intriguing to see, but it took me, I was shocked by a few actions of them, which not a bad shock, just in relation to the story. So overall, the second half of the book kept me on my toes because I didn't know what was coming next, and that made this book an enjoyable read. Now, with that being said, the question is, will The Club by Ellery Lloyd go onto my bookshelf? The answer for that is no. I didn't enjoy the first half, as I said. I found it slow and I was struggling to find out what was going on. I knew what was going on. I was just wanting to get to the payoff quicker than what it brought me. The second half of the book was awesome. However, the ending for me, as I said, 3 of the characters got closure, 2 of the characters left it open, and I'm like, I wanted to see what happened, especially to Annie, because she was a terrible character in the book. Terrible, not in the sense of terrible writing, just a character you rooted for because she was evil and you wanted to see what happens. So, unfortunately, with that being said, close but no cigar, The Club by Ellery Lloyd will not be going onto my bookshelf. However, if you have got this in your TBR, to be read pile, I would say to you, give it a whirl, because it was an enjoyable read. It did have some twists and turns that I didn't see, and overall, the story was great in the sense that I myself have not read a story where the basis is on an exclusive island for just famous people to attend, so that was enjoyable. Now, as one book closes, another book has to open, as it customs here on the Weekend Readers Book Club. It is now time to find out what the next read for us is. Now, with the next read taking place in October, the spooky month, I've decided to pull out, 2 horror books. We're going horror back to back, but I'll give you the first book now. Ladies and gentlemen, we can confirm that the next read for the Weekend Readers Book Club is Jaws by Peter Benchley. Now, I've never seen the movie Jaws. They said that the book is a horror. So, Jaws, that's what we're going to be reading. So, Bookworms, that there was my book review or discussion on The Club by Ellery Lloyd. A book that I did enjoy, but slow to start with, picked up in the second half, ending a bit mixed. However, did have twists and turns that I didn't see coming that I enjoyed, and I enjoyed the subject matter of having a story based on an island or an exclusive club where famous people and superstars get to come to. Now, if you would like to read along with us or even just engage with us, you can. We are on Instagram. Our username is Weekend Readers Book Club, and you can find any of our podcasts available on any podcast provider out there, preferably like Spotify or Apple Play, or on YouTube via the name The Weekend Readers. So, Bookworms, until next time, thank you again for joining us, and Bookworms, happy reading.